So that's Monday. Buy sell liquidity. Back then, your target would have never been reached. Considering this is for, you would have caught 12 pips, and your risk would have either been the low end of that candle. So that's Monday's trading. Then we have Tuesday. It's 8:30. No swing high broken yet. Trades back into it. But there was already a stop hunt. See, there was this sell side liquidity. Then there was a stop hunt taking out the buy stops. And then it trades back into that at 8:30. But then again, we're not trading till 8:30. Sometimes it will make you miss, sometimes it will make you win. But you gotta respect the concept. So at 8:30, these swing highs have been broken and trades back into it. Now that's where I wanna be taking my trade. High confirmation. High confirmation. And this is during the morning, so what would have been my target? Well, you always need a target, right? So my target would have been the buy sell liquidity right here. Obviously, both in the S&P and Nasdaq because they move in tandem. My risk would have been the low end of that fair value gap. That's allowable, and all the way till 1:30. By 1:30, you know the most of the move will be over, but it's okay. I don't have to be in every single trade. But here it is again, a continuation. There's that fair value gap traded into, and that's when you take your next setup. All the way till 4. Wow, that would have been a very splendid day. And your stop loss would have been either at the low end of that candle or at this high. At this low, I mean. And that was yesterday's trading. But I didn't take part in any of that. I've been out for a week. So right now is when I'm getting back into the market. So let's just real quick, a 5-minute time lapse of everything to see the setups. Since last week, since I have at least some minutes left on my recording. Do I go back all the way till Friday? No, I started Monday. See, that was the trade. It looks a lot bigger in the 5-minute, right? And if you wanted to have a proper stop loss, you'd have put it right there and taken that. Well, here it is. Counting trades right from 6 a.m. Sell side has been taken. Buy side had also been taken though. So it's a conundrum. But here is another setup. If you're aiming for the rebalance of this imbalance, considering this sell side has not been taken yet, it left relatively close, right? Upper and upper. So there's that gap. And you would have taken a trade there. Do I have to put a short position every time again? A scalp. And I usually target half of the candle, half of the imbalance. Risk range 1 to 1, fair enough. Remember, I'm only going to where I saw setups on the 15-minute. 8:30, here we go. Now trading till 9:30, obviously. So 9:30, do you see a setup? Well, we're deep in discount, considering this range and this range. We're way below the 50% mark. So I'm expecting a retracement at this point. See, we're way below the 50% mark. We're from a premium to a discount, and from a discount back to a premium, and it's not S&R, but we're expecting a retracement below these levels, considering the bias is what bullish. Now, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. I know most of you might think, oh, wait, this guy is crazy, but still. 9:30. So we were hunting for what bullish setup. Well, we'd have probably gotten stopped out at 11. Then what next? The setup comes just after you've gotten stopped out. Clear as day, clear as night. would have been here till 12. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing? Beautiful. And after 12, then we have 130, but I don't really see a setup. And most of the buy side has already been taken. And obviously, after I take out trade during the day, I don't want to be trading again in the afternoon because you're most likely just gonna blow it. I don't see a setup. 8:30 again, 9:30. The bias is bullish, right? Sell side, sell side. So it seems what happened here, obviously the benefit of hindsight. They raided the buy stops, then at exactly 9:30 it trades into that imbalance and rallies off. Now let me just take a measurement of this. I'm not even gonna lie to you, there is no way I would have been part of this. 15, not bad. And what's next? Well, we're waiting for. Oh, see, there was no setup. I remember annotating this in a 15-minute time frame to see whether there was a setup, but it seems there wasn't even a setup in the lower time frames. Now you can go to 5-minute, 3-minute. That's up to you. So for buy programs initiated, I don't see a clear target here. I don't really see a clear target. Is this top punch? Well, yes, but what did they leave? Sell side. See? Sell side, sell side. So that brings me to Friday. 8:30, they take out buy side. Obviously, what's next? Sell side liquidity taken. Now you're probably thinking it's gonna go and raid all this sell side liquidity, right? Okay, we're already deep in discount. When I take my fib and annotate from this point all the way to that high, this is valid enough for a retracement. So at this point, anything could happen. At this level, just show that at this level, anything could happen. So now I'm thinking, let me just wait. Since you're already in a retracement from that low, anything is possible. Okay, so it's 10. We break below. Do we break below a swing? No, I don't really see us. Yes, we break below it right here. We form 1, 2, 3 fair value gaps. But ICT teaches the upper fair value gap might not get traded into, so just use the lower one and allow your risk to accommodate for the higher fair value gaps. And here's another setup you would have taken. I mean, for what? That's also liquidity. This really confirms it because your buy side has completely been taken. Now when you start seeing setups, what's your target? And knowing it's almost near known, in fact it was already known. Man, that's so unfair. Okay, so in noon you're watching price and you're saying, okay, so price wants to reach forward sell side, and it does exactly that. See the fair value gap is bigger in the 5-minute time frame. It does exactly that and reaches for that sell side liquidity. That was on Friday. Now that was a perfect trade. So it's Monday now. We have this buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity before 8:30. Let me just annotate that real quick. So and that where you're aiming for. Well, buy side hasn't been taken, but it looks like they took out sell side. Then this fair value gap right there was formed, and that was it. Man, if you were part of this 2 days ago, is it 2 days ago? Now I'll probably just aim for this sell side, but let me see if there was a bigger target. Well, there was this draw on sell side liquidity on Friday. Let me just call it SSL. Okay, let's just call it SSL. Sell side liquidity. SSL. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. I don't know why you would say this doesn't really exist. Also, you're told not to be greedy. So as soon as your target hits 18, your risk could have been here, or I like to put mine here. I mean, I'd rather risk more and get stopped out less than risk less and get stopped out more. I mean, that's my logic, but however, whatever works for you. So that was the trade for Monday. Exquisite. I guess you can consider this the stop hunt. This is a fair enough stop hunt because the stop hunt doesn't have to take out all the buy side liquidity, but in the event that all the buy side liquidity is taken, that becomes an advantage. But as far as I see it, I think this is a valid enough stop hunt on these buy stops. And this intermediate term high rebalance this imbalance right there. That would have been enough for me. And this swing low being broken, and that fair value gap, and that second fair value gap, and the relative equal. Oh my god, look at this. Isn't that just perfect? It trades right there and then leaves. I mean, you're telling me this isn't algorithmic? They were perfectly left, trades there, and then took it. Now this happens a lot, man. I've seen that a lot. Don't take my word for it. After that, I'm not even looking to have a trade in the afternoon because I know you're likely just gonna blow it. Once you win, stay out. Your risk 1%, which means it'll take probably 100 trades to blow your account. Will you really lose 100 trades if you don't trade all the time? Only trade when there's a setup and don't trade after you win. It's gonna be really hard. So what's happening here? Well, we have this buy side liquidity being raided. It's literally repeat. The world is repetition, only advancements here and there, but most of it is. Buy side liquidity right there, stop hunt. Checks out the buy side liquidity. Then what goes on over here? Well, they take out this sell side liquidity and form a gap at exactly 3. Then what's next? Well, if you held till 4, you just probably don't hold till 4. Have a target. Always pay the trader, which means my target would have been at this sell side liquidity. Now, obviously, the benefit of hindsight. And yesterday, see specific times, saves you a lot of trouble, doesn't it? Looks like that's where we broke the gap. Traded into it right there. We're there all the way till 11, aiming for what? Buy side liquidity. See? Aiming for buy side liquidity, so right here. And then before that, there's also these gaps, which I told you usually get rebalanced, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened right here. At 1:30, the algorithm started operating again after lunch. Fair value gap traded into all the way till 4. Isn't that exactly what I said would happen?